Alright, that was the news in full with the beautiful Toy Nina. We're back. Like we mentioned before the news, that we're gonna be jumping straight into the second youth of the day, being the beautiful Khorata. Now Umalume Slim is actually gonna be playing her video. So let's check it out. Then we're gonna be conversing about her after that.
Yes, and please keep your ears. Oh my God, what do you say? Eyes peeled?
Yeah, something like that. Something
Eyes
like that.
peeled and
Uh,
ears glued because she has a cool challenge that I
mm,
want all of us
to partake
to
in.
partake in,
Yeah.
okay? So here she is. It's about to,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I was growing up, I loved reading. I had not a lot of books, but when I did get my hands on a book, I would get lost in that story. A story has characters, a story has time, a story has settings. And in these stories, there's adventure, there's grief, there's loss, there's love, there's joy, there's friendship, etc. And I'd get lost in these stories for one reason: I couldn't figure out my own story. Amongst the anxiety, the insecurity of being a young person in school, I never quite managed to figure out what my story was. Hi, I am Goitseone Ranama, founder and creative director of Story Age Consulting. And our hope is to help young people thrive from a young age. And how do we do this? We hope to provide tools and programs that will help you write your story daily, taking it one day at a time, to help you edit and reflect on where you are and where you're going. And finally, to help you live out your most authentic narrative, because at the end of the day, your story is the legacy that you leave behind for the world. So we ask, what is your story? I shared my reflection about how I loved reading. So for me as Horata, I never quite figured out what my story is. I remember when I started Form 1 Komaka, first day, I was so nervous that even my uniform wasn't properly coordinated, because I was just nervous about meeting new people, because I was coming from Francistown, for 7 years, and then coming to Gaborone, just the idea of seeing people back as I left my best friends in Francistown. So there was a lot of fear, there's a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of anxiety around whether or not I will make it here in Gaborone. I remember my mom laughing at me at some point. I get it because for us in the north, let me not say for us, but for me growing up, I used to, not I used to, I still do. But Hakibua, I don't put that L next to the T, right? So one day I'm having a conversation with my mom, and then kind of bickering. And then what happened was I said more true and not more to with a TH. My mom laughed at me and she was like, "Ma'am, that is not how that is not how you speak." So I had this idea that people in Gaborone all the time. But as a young person, there's a lot of that pressure that I felt at that time to say, I really want to fit in when I get to the school. I really want to do well. I was very introverted and quiet. I still am. And going through junior school and going through senior school came as a great time for me to try to figure out what my story looked like. It wasn't perfect. It had its own challenges, and I believe that each and every moment kind of led to this point, and hence why I started Story Age Consulting. My hope is to help a young person like me at the time, who may be struggling with having to focus, struggling to stay organized, struggling to stay accountable to the story that they are writing. My hope is to help young people to thrive from a very young age. My hope is to help you figure out what your story is and why. The big reason, or the big idea, is I've realized that there's so much power in the story that Horata has lived out. It has crafted and created the woman that I am today. And when I show up in every room, when I step into a meeting, when I have a conversation with a friend, I allow myself to bring myself authentically. And I want to help young people to be able to do that as well, to show up as your truest self in this season. So, what's your story? What is your story? Stories are meant to be told, or they die. And when they die, we can't remember who we are or why we're here. This is a quote that I shared last month as I was closing off a month-long celebration of young women who are owning their voice, who are finding their voice in this season. Stories are meant to be told, or they die. And when they die, we can't remember who we are or why we're here. We challenge the women that we profiled to answer 5 questions that you can also sit down, pull out a pen and paper, and answer them for yourself. And you can also record a video, actually. I dare you to record a 2-minute video answering these 5 key questions and send it to your little sister, to your little brother, send it to your cousin, because we believe that both of you will benefit, and in the sense that you get an opportunity to sit and reflect on your story, to appreciate where you've been, to appreciate who you've been and who you are now. And for whoever will be watching your letter reflection, they will get an opportunity then to have a moment to reflect on your wisdom, on your story. And the 5 key questions that we ask are, or were, the first question was, what advice would you give to your younger self? What advice would you give to your younger self? For me, I said that I would remind Khorata that she is fearfully and wonderfully made, that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that God has my back. I grew up Christian, but I never understood the power that comes from truly relying and growing a relationship with God, and hence that reminder to young Khorata. The second question we asked is, what would you advise yourself to do more of? What would you advise yourself to do more of? The third question was, what would you advise yourself to do less of? What would you advise yourself to do less of? The fourth question is, I pause because I'm looking at the time. But the fourth question that we ask is, what is the key thing that you believe youth gave you? And for me, it was time, in all those quiet spaces where I got to sit and, embrace and listen to stories through books. And lastly, we ask, what is the one lesson that you learned growing up that you use now as an adult? The story that we received from the women that we profiled, we managed to profile 21 amazing women, had moved us and humbled us, and we felt honored to profile such courageous and authentic voices in this season. We want to challenge you to write a letter to your younger self. The profiling series was running for the month of August, but we want to carry on the story, to ask you, what is your story? What advice would you give to your younger self? Take a 2-minute video of yourself answering these 5 key questions and tag us. Follow our pages, story.age consulting on Facebook, story.age on LinkedIn, and story_BW on Instagram. Tag our pages and use the hashtag letter to my younger self BW. And not for us, but for young people in this season who are looking for hope, asking themselves, who will I become? Help them to pause and slow down and reflect on their own story through the wisdom and basically through your eyes and the story that you have lived out prior to this point in time. I want to take a moment to thank the Dow Academy once again for this opportunity to shoot this video and share our story. At Story Age Consulting, we hope to offer programs and tools that will set you up for success. In the month of September, we launched a free productivity planner called Mind Your Business, because we believe that you have so much power to succeed, or you have everything that you need to succeed. And in the productivity tool, we help you take and claim your life one day at a time. For the free productivity planner, please do check out our pages and go download and print as many times as you can, or print and gift it to your family member, or your colleague in this season. Thank you so much once again for watching this video to the end. I sure do hope you're having a great day. May God bless you. Take care and keep safe.
All right. The video is done, right? Okay, that was the beautiful Harata, guys. Yeah. But hey. She's putting on a white shirt. Like, okay, fine. We're gonna talk about what she was talking on the video, but guys, let's just appreciate her. She is beautiful, dressed in white, like an angel. Like an angel in my life. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, all right, now I'm gonna keep quiet now.
Okay. Anyway, guys, like I said, there's an exciting challenge that they have there at Story.age Consultancy.
Yeah.
We're definitely doing this. We're gonna jump on the Facebook page right there. Drop a like as well. Follow them.
Yeah.
For more of their updates. But the most important challenge right now was your story challenge, right? It is under the hashtag letter to your younger self, BW, and they have 5 questions that you're going to be answering that we're going to be answering in our video submission.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we are going
To
to
do this challenge.
do the challenge too. I mean,
I like
hey.
it. I mean, what would you tell your younger self right now, right? And whatever it is, it will help the kids here at the Dow Academy realize what we have learned from our lives so far, and what everybody else who will submit theirs as well has learned throughout being young and being up to this age right now, right?
Yeah.
So that they learn from mistakes if we have made any, or they learn from some of the mantras that we got to pick up throughout our journey. So they have 5 questions that they're gonna ask. They're gonna ask us, right? As we submit the videos.
That we need to answer in the videos.
Question numero uno. What advice would you give your younger self? What advice would you give to your younger self? That's question number 1. Question number 2. What would you advise yourself to do more of? What would you advise yourself to do more of? Question number 2 is the opposite. What would you advise yourself to do less of?
Yeah.
And number 4 is, what is the one thing what is the one thing you believe
Zaren's cool.
what is the one thing you believe your youth gave you? Right?
Yeah.
What is the one thing you believe your youth gave you? Like, I'm so grateful because wow,
Yeah. Wow.
Because I want to be in it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just like, I don't want to give it away. Anyway, and then the last question is, what's the one lesson that you've learned growing up that you use as an adult?
Okay.
What is the one lesson? A daily planner that you can download also. It's on that page. I've downloaded it. I'm trying to get my things in order. Izinto zami sihambe ngolayin. You know what I'm saying?
Zero right.
That page is Story Age Consulting. Yes,
Story
go
Age
right there.
Consulting,
Go in
yeah.
there for drop a like, and then you get the link to download the daily planner. We still have 100+ days to finish off the year, so you can make sure that you make the best out of the
few
because
days that are left.
a lot can happen. A lot can happen.
A lot can happen in a day. Now imagine more than 100.
Exactly.
You can see a lot. I feel as much as we might think this is just okay, you video telling your younger self something, this could actually change your life.
Definitely.
Like, if you follow through and be honest with yourself whilst answering the questions, this could be a life changer for yourself, whereby you get to see life from a different perspective and get ideas on how you can change where you are now. So I'm definitely going to be submitting my video weekend day, guys. I'm going to be doing the things with the phone and the timer and the post chart and because I'll do a video hello garo
I believe that it can also help you introspect and see the growth that have come out of you.
Yeah.
Like how you overcame the challenges that you went through.
That's right, yeah.
And I'm starting to come out and tell my story now, but no.
Yay! Eh, batho re bolela data.
I'm definitely doing it this weekend as well.
Yeah.
And then we will send it through, and I don't know, man. It's exciting.
It
Yep.
is.
It is exciting. I mean,
yeah.
you know, that little introspection, like what would I advise myself to do less of and more of? You know?
Yeah.
You know? Because we like giving advice, isn't it?
We do.
Yeah.
I think we're always giving advice. Yeah, every
It's time that you
day.
give advice to yourself,
yourself.
now. Hey, gore motho
Katuari.
go na le direntse o e dira yana go tla re o emisa.
Yeah.
Eh,
Ba kae?
go kotsi. So I think I really love the initiative, and as soon as I saw it, I was just like, no, girl, listen. We at the Youth Zone will really appreciate
really
this.
love to have
we
you
want
on
the
the show,
kids
yeah.
on the from the Dow Academy. We want to also just throw a little words of wisdom to them, and also hopefully, like we said, we will talk to her and people at the Storage Age Consulting to see if we can flip the coin and get younger people to give advice to us as well, you know?
Hey,
Yeah.
guys,
Because-
imagine getting advice from a 6-year-old.
Hey, that would be so cool.
7-year-old, and you're out here almost 30.
Hey, happy being younger is relative. I can live on it, they were younger at some point. They were
Yeah.
younger than they are right
Yeah.
now. So we'll see. We'll just drop in the campus and like get into the primary campus, our secondary campus, and speak with the kids there, see what they have been through as young people so far. Because I think they're growing under different circumstances. Like
Yeah.
there's coronavirus, they're learning in different ways, and they are at the Dow Academy where there's a lot of things that are challenging them positively.
Yeah.
So to do the best that they can, right?
All
So,
the time,
You know
all
what
the
I'm saying?
time, yeah.
Yeah, your tech series, your future is now that's gonna
And
be launched
leaders.
as well. Everything, dog. You know.
See, I
So-
think see you.
To see, all of those things are challenging them. So we would like to know from them as well. Hore, what would you tell to your younger self? A couple
And
of
what
years from
advice
now?
we give to your older sisters and brothers? Hey, you can't wait for that, right? You
Right.
You can't wait. All right.
For the relationship
yeah.
advice as well.
Yeah. No, it's a no-go area.
I
That
would like
one.
to hear it from like primary kids.
Are you serious?
Yeah, primary or like your reception kids. Just like to hear
Oh, the little
purest
babies,
form
yeah.
of what we've been doing here. Because as you grow up,
The ones
things
that don't sugarcoat. You know those
Yeah.
little kids don't sugarcoat.
yeah, because like when we grow up, like things get a little
Yeah.
murky and stuff,
Yeah.
and we become angry, and now it's like mjolo, but
Blah.
they believe in the purest form of love. So
Yeah.
we will hear from them as well.
All right.
So yeah, no, that was it.